The history of the Muslim community development and Islamic da'wah in Pinang didn't stop in the annals of history purely because it had heirs who determinedly carried on the crusade of the former generations. In a colony in Patani village, Kubang Senang, the crusade of a young man who spent his youth spreading the call of Islam can be traced. Ustaz Haji Abdul Muttalib bin Haji Ma'ruf is a familiar name in the Muslim community that loves knowledge, not only around the Bukit Mutajam area, but also in many areas in the north of the nation. Here, a foundation was built in the effort to support Islamic da'wah.
Saya dididik dengan suasana pengajian pondok yang hidup dalam keadaan susah, duduk di pondok. Maka saya lihat pengajian di pondok ni sangat baik dan pelajar dia belajar bersungguh-sungguh dan guru dia pun mengajar bersungguh-sungguh. Tetapi persekitaran, tempat belajar, tempat menginap para pelajar dalam keadaan sangat dhaif. Maka dengan itu saya menubuhkan Yayasan An-Nahdhoh ini. Sistem pengajiannya sistem pondok, mengaji kitab-kitab lama, dan bentuk bangunannya kita modernkan dan kita bagi keselesaan kepada para pelajar.
Through donations and endowments from the Muslim community, the construction of the An-Nahdhoh Foundation Complex began in 2002. This beautiful construction based on Islamic architecture was operational after construction was completed in August 2003. An-Nahdhoh is an Arabic word that means to rise. It is a name that was suggested by the Tuan Guru to Ustaz Abdul Muttalib himself, that is Haji Abu Bakar Taib, the headmaster of Madrasah Nurul Islah, or better known by the name of Nainai Pesantren Baling Kedah. The aim of setting up the An-Nahdhoh Foundation Complex is purely to be a place to spread the word of Islam by having public classes to study the Holy Book, Tahfiz Al-Quran study, Tajweed classes and more. The peaceful and prayer-filled atmosphere of the Madrasah An-Nahdhoh brings serenity to the souls of those who come here.
Dia sedang menunjukkan satu sifat yang sangat dibenci oleh Allah Ta'ala pada orang.
Ustaz Abdul Muttalib himself is among those who give specific guidance to the students of the Mahat Tahfiz An-Nahdhoh. Aside from memorizing the Al-Quran, they also undertake the study of Sharia through the readings of books and religious sermons.
Kita ada satu sifat yang mulia, sifat mak.
The students of Mahat Tahfiz An-Nahdhoh are one of the main focus of Ustaz Abdul Muttalib. Although the main core is the memorization of the Al-Quran, nevertheless, they are exposed to external society-based activities. The students of this Mahat Tahfiz are often taken to fulfill requests from the community for religious-type activities, such as Yasin recitation and Tahlil. Indirectly, they are trained to mingle and communicate with the outside world, and not only concentrate on daily routine at their Mahat Tahfiz. The activity of coming to mingle with the general public such as this is seen as one of the ways to realize the objectives of Mahat Tahfiz An-Nahdhoh, that is to give rise to intellectual huffaz and to guide society towards knowledge. Indirectly, they can train to perform da'wah in the community. from the study of tahfiz and public study, the An-Nahdhoh Foundation is also concerned about early education for children. At a distance of less than 500 meters from the An-Nahdhoh Foundation complex, a preschool named An-Nahdhoh Foundation Preschool was built. This preschool that began operations since 2009 also provides childcare services for working parents. Aside from academic study, the students here also undergo Al-Quran studies using the Iqra system. Aside from this, they are also taught to recite du'as, the memorization of surah, basic Islamic information, socializing skills, and much more. One of the elements of the traditional study system of the Muslim community that is brought to life in the An-Nahdhoh Foundation is the night recitation class for children. The study time is between Maghrib and Isha, between 7 and 9:30 p.m. Pre-Tahfiz Raudatul Atfal is the place where children between the ages of 6 to 11 do their recitation either in a circle or together. Here there are Iqra study classes, Al-Quran study classes, and Tajweed study, Fardu Ain classes, and memorization classes for the students who have completed recitation of the Al-Quran. When it is time for Isha prayers, they will accompany the other occupants of An-Nahdhoh and together carry out their prayers and zikr as a congregation before returning home either with their parents or being sent home via the foundation transportation. Always holds discussions with members of the foundation executive committee in planning and making da'wah activities a success. His earnestness in spreading Islamic da'wah received recognition from the Pinang government when he was awarded the Admired Behavior Medal. His knowledge was also recognized when he was made a member of the State Government Shura Council in 2010. Normally, behind the success of a great man, there has to be support from a noble woman. Mrs. Nuliza binti Abu Bakr is a wife who is resolute in supporting her husband's crusade, aside from being a mother to 5 children. Her home is the focal point for those who seek knowledge to hear the sermons that are being delivered. An-Nahdhoh Inn is an Islamic-themed hotel that is managed by the An-Nahdhoh Foundation as a means of generating income for the foundation. Apart from that, a mini-mart that supplies halal products was also set up for the same purpose. This mini-mart that was named An-Nahdhoh Mini-Mart supplied daily necessities for the occupants of the An-Nahdhoh Foundation complex, including the residents of a Muslim village beside it. The An-Nahdhoh Muslim colony was opened in 2009 and has 4 houses and 32 lots of modern pesantren. Here the Islamic culture is brought to life, aside from emphasis on the culture of learning. Tahfiz An-Nahdhoh was established in 2008 with an intake of 43 people. At present, the students number more than 100 people. The period of study of 3 years here also offers accommodation facilities in a 3-storied hostel, aside from a spacious and comfortable study area. Apart from the memorization of the Al-Quran and the study of the Holy Book, the students are also exposed to academic studies through tuition classes. Further, they also study calligraphy, hurda, Qasida, Barzanji and Nashid. Among the factors that led to the An-Nahdhoh Foundation complex being built was to accommodate the number of visitors that wanted to undertake a study of the Holy Book, exceeding thousands of people. In truth, this public study had begun 10 years ago, before the An-Nahdhoh Foundation was established. The pressing need to accommodate the flood of people made Ustaz Haji Abdul Muttalib learn construction work and seek plenty of funds to build the complex. Every Saturday, from inside the main hall of the Madrasah An-Nahdhoh to the surrounding area outside, visitors from every walk of life, regardless of age, fill the available space. In fact, this public sermon that is normally delivered by Ustaz Haji Abdul Muttalib regarding the interpretation of the Al-Quran and other topics is also attended by visitors of other faiths as a result of their interest to know more about Islam. For over 3 hours of study, there is a rest break of 20 minutes. This time is used well by the visitors to rest and to dine with their families. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lifts the dignity of those who are knowledgeable and with taqwa more than others. Although Ustaz Haji Abdul Muttalib is still young, nevertheless, because of his knowledge, he is respected. Between the modern stone blocks that form the An-Nahdhoh Foundation complex lies a classic wooden house nearly 100 years old. This house was transported here with the permission of the heirs and restored by the foundation to ensure that it is preserved and not lost in history. This classic home is used for the purposes of study and to cater to the number of visitors that never cease. Educational activities in the An-Nahdhoh complex indirectly galvanizes the economic activity of the Muslims. It seeks opportunity from the enthusiasm of those who come to seek knowledge without reference to strength or ability or even age.
Hari ini kita lihat ramai di kalangan remaja-remaja bermasalah yang kita tak mampu buat apa. Contohnya isu remaja lepok, rempit, ketagihan dara, pil dan sebagainya. Itu satu tanggungjawab yang besar pada kita dan juga pada saya, maka kita perlu buat sesuatu.
Planning to build a training center to handle troubled teenagers is in the future plans of An-Nahdhoh. To do so, fundraising is something that has to be considered by the Foundation's committee. Ustaz Haji Abdul Muttalib's desire to establish an Islamic education center in the form of a modern pesantren is gradually being realized. Even so, it is not easy. It requires sacrifice and the solid support of the Muslims, aside from the main factor, the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that places the kalima Syahadah high in the structure of the universe.